they're changing my voice. I'm not gay. So I looked up, the Quran. I was trying to see maybe a few chapters of the Quran translated into English in a way that I could understand. I came across all kinds of problems. Some of these videos didn't have a transcript, and because of my condition, I couldn't hear them. There was different translations of the Quran, and the one I came across after the first one, okay, because they made the other videos seem more appealing, okay, the one I came across after had a better interpretation. So they are purposely trying to interfere with people who are trying to understand the Muslims' argument. Okay, this is a major religion. Even if it was a minor religion, that's unacceptable. You don't interfere with people's attempts to explain why you should join their religion. You don't misrepresent their religion. You don't infiltrate their religion and coerce people and try to make it seem like some weirdo stuff. Okay, that is very sick. Okay, so I'm not a Muslim. And you have to ask yourself, how does it reflect on Christians and Jews and atheists and New Age people and pagans and so on and so forth, and the LGBT community, who we all know are teaming up on Muslims, in the name of spreading Western culture and values? Okay, how does it reflect on them? It's such a spoiled brat thing for them to do. It's so petty and trifling. So damn childish, right? Folly is in the heart of a child. The rod of discipline will drive it far away. Folly is an unruly woman. It's in Proverbs. Why do people insist on being such hypocrites, such mockers? You're like frat guys mixed with Freddy Krueger, behaving in a way that's extremely immature. You think that it somehow helps you? You think it makes your relationships better, your marriages, your communities? You think it makes America better? Look at the shape America's in. And I just saw during the Nick Fuentes interview with Candace Owens, and I'm still watching it. I'm like 30 minutes into it on this one channel, where it's like 3 hours and 30 minutes or something. So I have quite a bit of viewing to do there. I couldn't stand seeing Nick Fuentes talk. The way he talks is just so ignorant, so stupid. But every once in a while, there's a cute little tidbit of information like you would get in any podcast, on any radio show, on any kind of channel, right? If you don't learn anything new, right, it'd be crazy. And there's just such ignorance in the air. It's like the Klan runs America, right? They're a frat kind of group. They're racist. Okay, they push a Judeo-Christian culture, which suggests that maybe, there are people who are crypto-Jews who are pulling their strings the whole time. I don't know. But certainly you got to ask yourself why a group that screams about white supremacy would even point to a Jewish religion to begin with. And when you look at the old pictures, a lot of these guys look like they're mixed with Jewish. If we look at the Aryan Brotherhood, one of these guys had a 6-pointed star tattoo. You can't make this up. And a Star of David, okay. And some people call it the hexagram. They call it a hex, a witch's hex. There's all kinds of kind of stuff, information out there, and people actually live that information as if it's true, mind you. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard them talk about the hex and the 666, right? 6 stars. 6 points, 6 triangles, and 6 lines, or something like this. It's been a while. But anyway, it's clear to me that the Quran was made by people who were trying to confuse people. Okay, so was the Torah, the Tanakh, and the Bible, right? The Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Quran, and the Zohar, and the Talmud, okay, and the Hadith. They're all made in a certain occult way. When it's said that, you got to keep this in mind, for those of you who are confused about this. In the Bible, it says that God confounded people's languages. So the scribes, they think that it's smart, or they've decided that that's what they should do for one reason or another, to make it harder for you to understand these books. And it goes back to what's right and what's wrong. Okay, what sums up the law and the prophets and the essence of the law and the prophets? It's the golden rule and the greatest commandment, right? Loving God with all your heart. If you want to serve God, you love God with all your heart, and you try to do what's right, and you reach out to God, and you don't cheat anybody. When you see someone who's more righteous than you, who's closer to God than you are, which is just me, everyone else is doing the wrong thing. It's a simple answer. And certainly, I'm God's son. You don't cheat him out of his right to lead. If you were God's son, would you want someone to cheat you out of your right to lead? Okay, if you were God or the angels or the righteous and you're watching this, would you think it's fair that you're cheating me out of my right to lead? And they're doing it to try to look good, and you're acting like frat people, acting very immature. Some people are cheating for a mere sexual orientation. They're cheating for mere sexual desire. Can you imagine cheating God because you want everybody to have sex the way you want them to have sex? That's pathetic. Can you imagine being a fixated, racist homosexual? And I'm not saying they're all like that. And you are willing to cheat God so everyone plays your stupid fairy game and they dress like a Power Ranger, like a MAGA person which is gay washed. Like a modern leftist these days, they're gay washed. Okay, and I'm not talking about a true liberal, someone who's really for human rights, who wouldn't dream of jumping on the bandwagon of cancel culture and gay washing everything. I mean, it is pathetic. I'm so glad I'm not following them. I'm so glad that in all these videos I start off by saying they're changing my voice. I can't say it enough. I do not consent to you gay washing my videos, changing the sound of my voice. I am 100% against it. And I am 100%, as I'm saying this, I'm going to take this picture here. This dude walks up and he parks next to me, he drives up. He parks right next to me of all these parking spaces here. Okay, and he has a satanic, kind of thing on his vehicle. Like, what's that about? There's parking spaces that are closer to that building there. There's other parking. Why is parked right next to me while I'm making a video? It's that immaturity. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument, this is the coincidence of all coincidences. Okay? It's still fucking immature.